Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Four people here. Let's discuss. The title is ChatGPT said the best religion in the world is Islam. For if you're looking for happiness, for comfort, for fulfillment, for purpose, Islam is the one. So let's discuss. 14 people here. Let's talk. What's up, Noah? You're from Canada. I'm in Canada right now. I'm Canadian also. And while we're here, I'm just gonna watch.
How do I get in the Yoli stand? Here's time.
I'm gonna watch YouTube while you guys are here. Nice. Noah. 15 people here. Let's discuss. I forgot to write the title of the video in English as well, but the title of the video is Islam is the best religion. Let's discuss the whys and the why nots. While I enjoy my Greek coffee. Thanks, Noah. Thanks for subscribing. That's good. Everybody that's here, don't forget to go and subscribe. I speak about history, politics, religion. Sometimes politics gets me into trouble, so I try to stay away as much as possible, but it's front and center in the news. It's hard to not talk about it or be obsessed or be upset. So great. You're a fellow content creator. Is that the name of your YouTube channel? Because if that's what it is, I will go and subscribe to your channel. And what is your channel about? 8 people here. Let's discuss. Which one is the best religion? Now, I asked ChatGPT yesterday. I got the idea from this content creator called Lily J. She went to ChatGPT. She asked ChatGPT that should she be an atheist, should she be agnostic, or should she believe in God? And ChatGPT said that she should believe in God. Now, what she said was what she needed. So what she needed was she wanted to be happy, she wanted to have fun, she wanted to be fulfilled, and she wanted to have purpose. So should she believe in God, be agnostic, or an atheist? And ChatGPT said you should believe in God because it fulfills all this criteria. And she said, okay, which religion should I go with? And ChatGPT said Islam. Now, I personally asked ChatGPT an extra question because I use ChatGPT a lot and I didn't want for it to have a biased answer, knowing that I'm Muslim because I'm always talking about Islam, politics, history. So I asked the last question was, is your answer unbiased? Now, my question to it was all of those things, plus I wanted one sentence and one answer. I didn't want like a whole essay. And so the ChatGPT said, I think you should follow Islam, and the reason you should follow Islam is for all those reasons that you gave. And so that's what I'm here to discuss. What do you guys think? Noah Stewart. Okay, I'll make a note of it, and I'll go check and subscribe. Google kind of banned my other account that looked exactly like this one, so I recreated the old one to this one. I only posted one video from my original channel. It's a stop motion animation. Okay, no problem. I will subscribe to you. Thank you for subscribing to me. Assalamu alaikum, Sam Outlaw. So if you guys have not subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe to my channel. I'm new at this. I haven't done many lives, but I am trying to build my YouTube channel. Where am I from? I am Canadian. I was born and raised, and I still live in Canada. However, both of my parents are ethnically Greek. They were from Greece. I'm first generation Canadian. I was born and raised Greek Orthodox Christian, but I converted to Islam in my 20s, and here I am. So my content, the last few episodes of my videos are Greek, mostly Greek, because that's who I'm trying to appeal to, Greek people. I want to help them find a different path, or find the path that they're looking for, or reinforce the path that they're going towards. And it's hard to find Greeks that are Muslim, that are ethnically Greek. Okay, so I recently got laid off. So right now my job is to be at home and look for a job. I'm actually looking for a remote job right now because I want to stay home and be available to take my daughter to her school because it's farther away, and I don't want her to be out, being unsafe, because bad people are everywhere. It's from Allah's grace. Yeah, my sister became Muslim first. She did not become Muslim because that's what she wanted to do. She was told by her future in-laws she had to, in order to marry her husband. She became a Muslim, and after she had a son, her first kid, she decided that she was going to be serious about how she was going to raise him, and she decided she's going to start taking lessons at the local mosque. And it just so happened that this was a great mosque, a great environment. The imam at the time was very open, very verbal. He did a lot of open house. He did a lot of chats, and he did a lot of not TED Talks, but he did a lot of the mosque was open basically to family and kids and women who wanted to take classes with him and stuff. And so that's how she started learning about Islam, and her mind was blown because she didn't really know about Islam, right? And so after she discovered about Islam, she thought, who am I going to tell this to? The most important person in my life is my sister. I'm her only sister. She's my only sister. We don't have anybody else. And so she started telling me about Islam, and that's how I became a Muslim. It was hard in the beginning because that's all she wanted to talk to me about. Whatever she was learning in the mosque, she would be like, "Oh, I gotta tell you something. Let's do." And I was like, "Come on, sis. Like, do we always have to talk about religion? Can't I just come and visit you without anything serious? Like, can't we just have fun and hang out?" And she would always find a way to sneak in stories about the Quran that she had learned, and Allah and all that. And after about a year or so, I came to the point where I thought, yeah, I wanted something better, more fulfillment. I wanted some purpose in my life, and that's why I became a Muslim. Here I am. So 11 people here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe right now. because it helps the algorithm. Um, and what type of job? I'm looking for an admin job online that I could do from home that pays uh, at the same level as I was getting paid before or more, because I do have good qualifications. And so my full name, well, it's public information. So my full name is Tammy Sumas. Um, but yeah, but do you have a remote job that I could do that pays really well? Yeah, system administrator. That sounds right up my alley. I have a degree. I have admin certifications. I have health and safety certifications. I have more than 20 years experience in customer service and admin. And so my political science degree didn't help. So your name is okay. And I don't know what number two, it looks like a crown and number two. I don't know what that means. I'm new at this. So you have to explain it to me. There's 8 people in here. I don't speak Arabic. I only speak English. English is my best language, and I speak Greek. My Greek is pretty good. Just don't throw big words at me because um, I'm still freshening up my Greek because I don't speak Greek every day. Even with my sister, English has always been the primary language we speak. Yeah, so now I'm getting back into it. I always went to Greek school when we lived in Canada, and when we went to Greece, I went to school there. So I think my Greek is pretty good, and I think my writing and my reading is way better than a lot of people who were born and raised in Greece. But anyway, Christianity is better. Tell me why you think Christianity is better. Have you read the Bible and have you read the Quran and done a comparison? Because the Bible is 2/3 Old Testament and 1/3 New Testament. So basically, the New Testament is like a biography of Jesus. And the Old Testament are the laws, part of the laws that Jesus came to fulfill. He says, I did not come to abolish the laws, I came to fulfill them. So, why is Christianity better? And do you follow Jesus in what he did? Okay, is also Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. You're not my daughter, are you? Because yesterday she pranked me and she was on my chat from the other room, and she was like telling me compliments, and I was like, who is this person? Am I gonna have to block them? Okay, Yorgo, tell us why Christianity is better. It's not enough to just say it's better. You have to tell me why. You have to tell us your position. Where is that coming from? 19 people in here. Don't forget to go right now and subscribe to my channel. Right now. I won't give all my information. I live in Canada. Canada is like half a continent. Assalamu alaikum. Great to see Muslims from Greece. I suppose it's not easy to become Muslim and be accepted in your community. It's not easy to be accepted, but the community these days is more online than anything else. My parents were not very sociable. They didn't really have friends. We weren't allowed to hang out with people, randomly. And so it wasn't a big deal because we didn't really have a Greek community, but family, yeah, a lot of it. Okay. A lot of family has deleted me from their lives. And that's fine because those are not the kind of people that I want to have in my life either. I don't want toxic people in my life. I don't think anybody wants toxic people in their lives. Come on, 17 people here. Have you guys all gone and subscribed to my channel? Sam Otla, I'm a warrior. Well, at my age, I feel like everybody after a few decades, gets to a point where they just don't care anymore to put up a pretense, and they don't care enough to fake stuff. I trust in Allah. Inshallah. What about my daughter? Actually, I have 2 daughters and a son. Yes, I make du'as for them all the time. Inshallah, they will always be on the right path. And I think, I feel like, because, the Holy Land is in a mess right now. I pray for Allah to take away their oppressors and the oppression, and to stop their pain and suffering. Give good education so that you can take care and respect parents. Yes, it's very important to respect parents. My parents are Greek, were Greek. One has passed away. But yeah, we were raised to be Greek Orthodox, although we weren't very Christian or practicing in the house. We did go to church. My dad did expect us to go to church on Sundays. But yeah, it doesn't matter whether your parents are Christian or not Christian, or Muslim or atheist or whatever. You still have to treat your parents well. You're talking about my kids' education. Yeah. My kids, 2 of them are adults now. Είμαι Pomaka. Pomaka θα πει ότι I'm Eastern European. Anyway, δεν νομίζω ότι Pomaka είναι insult. Εσύ μπορεί να το λες ότι είναι προσβολή, αλλά εγώ δεν το θεωρώ προσβολή. Είναι σαν να λέει κάποιος είσαι κομμουνιστές. So, οι γονείς μου είναι από τη Λέσβο. Δεν χρειάζεται να το πιστεύεις. Και οι 2 είναι από τη Λέσβο. Ξέρεις που είναι η Λέσβο? Αλλά επειδή στο μυαλό σου δεν σε αφήνει να πιστέψεις ότι μπορεί να υπάρχει σαν μουσουλμάνος και σαν Έλληνες και σαν Έλληνας. Τα ελληνικά μου δεν είναι και τόσο καλά, γιατί δεν τα μιλάω κάθε μέρα, αλλά είμαι Ελληνίδα. Εγώ είμαι περήφανη που είμαι Ελληνίδα, γιατί οι Έλληνες, οι αρχαίοι Έλληνες, όχι τώρα έτσι που μιλάς εσύ, από τη Μυτιλήνη, ναι. Έτσι που μιλάς εσύ, αυτό είναι ignorant, αυτό είναι, δεν έχεις πληροφορίες στο μυαλό σου. Το βρίσκεις δύσκολο να νομίζεις ότι μπορεί να υπάρχει κάποιος που να είναι μουσουλμάνος και Έλληνας. Το ένα είναι η εθνικότητα και το άλλο είναι η θρησκεία. Το ξέρεις αυτό? I'm Windows. No, I have Windows, but actually I use Apple. My computer's Apple. I'm not bragging or anything, but it's a hand-me-down from my husband. It's an Apple computer. Mytilene. Salar Toma. You, on the other hand, don't sound Greek. You sound not Greek. Being close to Allah, that's why you are a warrior, no problem. If you lost family members or friends because of your faith, yeah, it's not a problem. I stayed close with my parents, physically close and emotionally close. I took care of them in their old age. I didn't care whether they were Christian or not, practicing or not Muslim or not. And that's, for the sake of Allah, I took care of my parents and I respected them. That's how you're supposed to do. I'm not going to show you my name on my passport. My name is Athanasia Sumas. Go check it. I'm the only Athanasia Sumas in my family. Everybody else is Acosta, Angela, and Antoni. Is that enough for you? Show my name on the passport. Like, are you okay? No, I'm talking about your job. Oh, I use both of them. I use both. I can use both of them. As a Greek who converted to Islam, though I am an ex-Muslim now, I can say that Greeks are more accepting of people changing to Islam than Muslims accepting people leaving Islam. Oh my God. Okay. Maybe that's your experience, okay? That's not my experience, okay? My experience is, especially in the last couple of days, because I posted a couple of videos to gauge people's opinions about certain things. And one of the titles of the videos was, is it freedom to wear less clothes and oppression to wear more? And the Greeks lost their minds because it's not possible to be to want to wear more clothes and not be oppressed. It's just not possible, okay? So your experience is that, and my experience is the opposite. In fact, being Greek, being raised in a Greek community here in Canada, 100% community that was Greek. Even the signs on the street were Greek in Toronto. And living in Greece and seeing what has happened, especially since the refugee crisis of after 2014, how the Greeks have uh, behave towards the refugees and the migrants. But like I want to say that also that Greeks have also stepped up and been very, very kind to migrants and refugees. Um, but in my experience, I've met a lot of Greeks that suck, that are awful, that are angry. Angry is like top, just angry about Turkey, about the Ottoman Empire, about Muslims in general. I'm sorry, but my experience is not that like that. Um, I have met people who became non-Muslims just like you, and I have never seen anybody be violent or physically aggressive or verbally aggressive towards a person who hasn't changed from a Muslim perspective. Everybody that I know has always treated Muslims, ex-Muslims, um, kindly. Um, I've never met people that have been awful to non-Muslims from personal experience. Okay, personal experience. Um, yeah, so you don't paint people with the same brush. Just because your experience has been like that doesn't mean what 10 million Greeks are the same, the way that I experienced them or the way that you experienced them. This is human beings. Human beings are all different. And if you knew how many people I've blocked in the last 3 days and how many people I've deleted their comments, and how many times I've spoken repeatedly and explained why it's possible for me to feel like I have full freedom and feel like I can wear whatever I want, it's mind-boggling. Sorry, but that's my experience. So, Solar Toma, you're an ex-Muslim. Well, okay. Well, if you're happy where you are, and I'm happy where I am. Kalas Traveler. Solar Toma, we don't care. As for Greek Muslim converts, do you think they get alienated as Turks for converting and being labeled as the other? Of course, especially online. I don't think that because I have a little group. I have about 16 sisters who are Greek, ethnically Greek, not ethnically Eastern European, actual ethnic Greeks, not Turks from North Greece, actually ethnic Greeks from Athens, from Peloponnesus, so from Mytilene, from Rhodos. Recently, I met one from Rhodos who converted to Islam, and in their personal life, their family did not treat them badly. They didn't have a bad experience with their families. But online, people treat other people badly. People have a hard time understanding. Like, you would be surprised how many times I have been told you cannot be Greek and Muslim at the same time. Like, it's been 200 years since the Ottoman Empire, since Greece left the Ottoman Empire. Don't you think it's time to stop being angry about it? Because the history that we've been taught in Greek school or in Greece, I assure you, it is not the actual history. I suggest you go to Oxford, uh, the University of Oxford, and look at their historical books about how the Ottoman Empire treated minorities. And I suggest you go to the Harvard website for how the Ottomans treated the minorities. And I would think, and I will You'll be very surprised to find out that it's not what we've been taught in Greek school. It's not what we've been taught in Greece in history books. Inshallah, I'm too old to be on the wrong path. Inshallah. Inshallah for you too. Sister, don't listen to them. Their mind is, may Allah guide everybody, you guys. Greece and Turkey, Syria, Egypt have a chill Eastern culture that is more relaxed from other places. Yeah, that is true. Although raised and living in Canada, you become like really like 9 to 5, always like rushing off to do your job, to go and do this at home, do groceries, take your kids to events. It's always like rush in the Western countries. Yeah, it's dirty propaganda. I agree that everyone's experiences are different. I also think in many ways the Greek society is like the Muslim societies where you're expected to be of this or that religion because of nationality. Yeah, I think that's true. That's fair to say. I've met Turks who think all Greeks are nice because that's been their experience, but I've also met Turks, less Turks, that think Greeks are not that nice. But again, like face to face, people don't really treat each other badly. It's behind the scenes or here, the keyboard warriors who are able to anonymously type away and be brave. But yeah, 9 people here in the chat. Today I'm having a good conversation. The 28 minutes have gone by so fast. Excuse me. So, somebody here before said, I think Christianity is better. Tell me why. Are you still there? Yeah, inshallah. End time. I'm enjoying my Greek coffee. I hope you guys are enjoying your Greek coffee also. I think in northeastern part of Greece where there's a lot of Muslims, a lot of ethnically Turkish Muslims, they have a lot of mosques. I can't remember how much it is. I could be wrong, but I think I read it was 300 or something. But again, the government regulates it. They have taken charge and they regulate it. And I believe they also try to, if not try to, I think they actually they choose the imams. I don't know how the process goes, but in Athens, where they have like 300,000 Muslims of all kinds of nationalities and ethnicities, they literally have one official mosque, which I think holds like 1 or 200 people. And if you're a Muslim and you go to the Friday prayers, you know that's not enough, especially in the city of Athens. I think the population's, I don't know, what's the population of Athens? Can't check it right now. It's a large city, so to only have 200,000 to 300,000, and only like right after COVID, they officially opened one mosque. And many of the other mosques that were there for hundreds of years, they've allowed them to fall into disrepair and or demolish them, or they've turned them into something else. But then at the same time, the same people expect in other countries that you should respect their places of worship. I think they should respect places of worship. Don't get me wrong. However, they don't use the same stick to measure everything. I don't know if they have the religious rights or not. There's 0 mosques in Athena. No. There's only one. There's one official. There's a lot of little mosques here and there that are like not like legal, like people who opened up their empty spots in their warehouse or their stores or whatever, and they use it as a mosque, and people know locally where they are. But there's one official mosque in Athens. And I know after the 2014 refugee crisis and migrants, things have become more tense. But it's not it. It's like how in your mind think that the people that are in power are like you can relate to them. Those are not like us. Those people are not us. They don't care about us. It's the 99% of people that you should be supporting, whoever they are. And you shouldn't be nationalistic or xenophobic or Islamophobic or anti Semitic or whatever it is that you shouldn't be like that because that's what they want you to be. They want us to be divided. You follow my channel. Mark Adam. Hi, I'm Mark. Thank you, sister. I follow your channel. I'm an ex-Canadian living now in California and see more Americans becoming Muslims. Please keep Dawa alive. Salam, sister. Oh, mashallah. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for saying so. Thank you for following my channel. Inshallah, I'll see you again. I will try. It's a joke. Well, I personally have not been there. I've only seen it on video and when they launched it. I have a friend who works in the community in Athens. And I mean, I'll believe you. If you say that you've been there and you think it's a joke, I believe you. Because, Greece wants to have a good face, right? Like, who doesn't wants to have a good face? I mean, you can't be saying on one hand you're a democratic country, and on the other hand you're doing things that are undemocratic. Or although we all know a country in the world who call themselves democratic, but they are the farthest thing. It's a joke. My husband's work is biomedical engineering. So he works in a hospital. Oh, you read many resources about it. Okay. I actually haven't recently read anything about that mosque in Athens. But I do know that it was built for quite some time and they kept delaying opening it. And I don't know what precipitated them actually allowing them to open. But I do know that the day that they opened it officially, where they had all the cameras there, and they said, "Oh, we're opening this mosque now. Look at us." I do know the background after that. What happened was, after all the cameras left, they put a lock on the gate and they closed it, and nobody went in. And I don't know how long afterwards. It could have been 1 or 2 years after that where they actually opened it again. Uh, there are many Turkish mosques up North Greece as there is a significant Turkish population there. Yeah, my sister goes there all the time and she's met quite a few. She's made quite a few friends up there in Komotini and Xanthi and Bursa. I think she's been there. She really likes that area. She really likes the people that she's met. Actually, she says that she's treated as like a rock star because even to meet a person that's ethnically Greek and became Muslim by choice is very, very rare. Yes, they have all the religious rights in Turkey. In fact, um, I actually don't want to work in a hospital. I'm a very empathetic person, um, and in my whole life, I never imagined that I would do something like that, be in the medical anything, because I'm so empathetic. Meeting people that bad things happen to them, I wouldn't be able to like mentally like and emotionally be able to do that job. Like I would take it home with me. I would be depressed. I can't be around I can talk about politics and the tragedies of politics and what's going on in other parts of the world, but actually dealing with it personally, I would probably be an emotional wreck. So the title of of this live, you guys, is sorry, I wrote it in Greek. I forgot to write it in English also. Um, but the title of the video is what is the title of the video? Okay, Islam is the best religion. ChatGPT said so. Okay, so ChatGPT, I asked ChatGPT that to give me uh, a way of life. Should I be an atheist? Should I be agnostic? Should I believe in God? And ChatGPT said you should believe in God if you want to be happy, have fun, and have a purpose in life. And I said, well, what religion should I be? And it said Islam. And because I do ChatGPT all the time, I said, I want you to make sure you're giving me an unbiased answer. And ChatGPT said yes. You asked me to give you a one sentence answer, and the only the few of the few religions that fit that criteria, which is to have fun, to be happy, to have purpose, and to feel content with your life, is Islam and to believe in one God. Lefteris Strom, yeah, Athanasia is a Greek name, and my name is Greek. I was baptized as a Greek Orthodox person, but my original name when I was born in Canada was Tammy. But then when they took me to Greece to baptize me, they named me Athanasia, which is my grandmother's name. You cannot trust 100% ChatGPT. The censor could change in the future. That is true, and that's why I asked ChatGPT, is this an unbiased answer? Because like you said, you can't take those answers at face value. So many times, me knowing an answer to something, I ask ChatGPT, and they'll give me a Eurocentric answer and totally discard any information about anything else that's ever happened except a Eurocentric answer. Quran says Islam best religion, which Allah likes religion called Islam. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand how you're saying it. Yes, Sam is correct. For example, if you asked ChatGPT, which, if you ask ChatGPT, who who discovered the first law of motion, it's going to tell you Isaac Newton. It's not Isaac Newton though. Isaac Newton came like 500 years later after it was discovered. It was a Muslim that discovered it. And so many other things that Isaac Newton said he discovered. He didn't actually discover. He was a well-known plagiarist and thief of ideas. And they just keep pushing Isaac Newton forward, or the guy who they call the Fibonacci the Fibonacci. Anyway, the guy's name is Fibonacci, and he was doing something mathematical, and they give credit to the guy called Fibonacci, but it wasn't Fibonacci that discovered that mathematical equation. Hi from Kurdistan. Hello. Hi Kurdistan. I'm in Canada. Or Copernicus, or Da Vinci. I think it was Da Vinci also, or Bacon, Francis Bacon. All of those guys were well known to have Latin translations of the books that were written by Ibn Haytham or Ibn Sina or Al-Khwarizmi, where algebra came from, and so many other science discoveries, the scientific method. Those they're not pushed forward as the truth. Like, they don't give you the truth because the truth. They give you Eurocentric ideas. They don't tell you that somebody else way before Christopher Columbus discovered the North America or South America, although the word discovered is kind of wrong because there were people there. Whoever went there and found people there didn't discover anything other than that there were people there, or that now we know there's land over here. But Christopher Columbus was not the first person to arrive in the Americas, and neither were the Vikings. But do you see how they pushed forward the European idea? There was Europeans that discovered it. Not true. I know, says, may Allah reward us the Jannah al-Firdaus. Inshallah, I mean for all of us. Inshallah, for all of us. I mean. Infinity, I mean, for all of us. So 8 people in here. You are proof that Islam is the true religion. You make a respectful journey. Well, it's been a hard, it hasn't been an easy journey. It has had its ups and downs. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different experience. But both me and my sister, the only kids of my parents, became Muslim. And sure, I'm sure my parents were disappointed in the beginning, but they saw that it made us better people. I hope that they saw that it made us better people. I was a more present daughter as a Muslim. And so, inshallah, I will find out at the right time. Alaikum salam, Maher. Hi. Maher sounds, I know people who are called Maher and they're Syrian. Are you Syrian? The best religion which is selected by Allah is Islam. Yes, and what people don't know, in case there's people here who are not Muslim, Islam means submission to the one God. Okay? That's what it means. And essentially, the word Muslim also is from the same root word, which means a submitter of one God, to one God. Okay? So that's why, in theory, all the religions from the beginning of time, when Adam and Eve were put on earth, to now, were all prophets that were Muslims because they pushed the idea, they promoted the idea, they taught the idea of belief in one God. There's no other prophets in the Old Testament or the New Testament that push the idea of polytheism, except for what some Christians believe today. And many of them will get offended if you call them polytheist, because in their minds, it's one God. 1 + 1 + 1 is 1. However, that doesn't make any sense. And from the perspective of being an ancient Greek mathematician, 1 + 1 + 1 does not make 1. Okay? That just doesn't make any sense. You have to use your logic. It's not just about faith. Faith comes after. And also, I want to add that Allah in Arabic means God, one God. In Jesus' language, which was Aramaic, he said Allah. Now, there's no evidence that Jesus spoke Greek. It's possible he did know a bit of Greek because at that time, the lingua franca, which was the common language at the time, in that area, in the Holy Land area, because the Romans had control of it at the time, was Greek and Latin and Aramaic and Hebrew. I don't know what the demographics were at the time, if there was more Jews or more pagans or more Christians, not Christians, or more monotheists at the time. Probably not a lot of monotheists, unless it was the Jews. But when Jesus, like as far as what historical knowledge we have from Jesus, he was ethnically Jewish, that his mother language was Aramaic, and he also spoke and taught Hebrew because he was a teacher. Okay? So, in Hebrew, the word for Allah is Elohim. In Aramaic, his language was Allah. In Arabic, it's Allah. Now, I'm probably not pronouncing it properly, but those are the facts. So the word father was a title of respect. It wasn't like literally that was his father, because in the Bible it also says that we are all God's children. Okay, assalamu alaikum. Okay, Hafiz. Hafiz, Allah Hafiz. So you're Pakistani. Keep remembering me in your du'as. I will, inshallah. May Allah bless you always. Nice to hear from you, Inanda Simply. Hi, Nanda. Early Christians were monotheists. They were Muslims too. You're right. They were Muslims too. Now, somebody who doesn't know what the meaning of the word Muslim or Islam is, they will get offended that how dare you, you're calling us Muslim. If you believe in one God, literally one God, not somebody who thinks that Jesus, the Holy Ghost, or the Spirit and God are all one or part of one, they are all 100% whole and separate at the same time. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. 7 people here. I hope you guys don't forget to go and subscribe to my channel. Okay, that's very important because I'm trying to build my channel. Okay, prove to us why you think that's true. Because Jesus said many, many, many times, of my own self, I can do nothing. Where are you getting that? Jesus never said, pray to me. He never said, I'm God. In fact, the Lord's Prayer, nothing in there says anything about Jesus. He's teaching people how to pray. Do you know the Lord's Prayer? I suggest you go over it and see what it says. What did Jesus teach you in the Lord's Prayer? Because he didn't teach you that he was God. And I believe there's a passage in the Bible where he says when he comes back as the Messiah, as he comes back again, he will reject those people who say, Lord, Lord. And he said, not every person that says Lord will see the kingdom of heaven. And they'll say, didn't we prophesy and do great works in your name? And he will say, get away from me, you evildoers. Where? Show me where did he say that he said, not he surely did. Show me proof. Where does he say? I'll go get my Bible right now, and you can tell me which part in the Bible it says that he said that. Please. It's not something that you could just say. You have to show proof. Show me where Jesus said. Not where Paul said. Not when somebody said, I had a vision or a dream last night about Jesus and he said that. No. Actual words that Jesus is ascribed to. Where does it say that, Mike? And also, if you believe that Jesus is God, do you also believe that you're polytheist? Yeah, Trinity is kind of a Roman concept because Constantine the First is the one that started this whole process when he called the council in 325 AD in Nicaea, and he pushed that idea. He was front and center, even though he hadn't converted to Christianity yet. He was front and center in pushing what ideas he thought should be cemented in the practice of Christianity. And I did a paper, a research paper on Constantine the First. He did not even become a Christian. He wasn't baptized until he was on his deathbed. And the reason that was is because he didn't want to. He thought that if he did it last minute before he died, then he will be forgiven for everything that he had done. He didn't have to be held accountable for all his deeds, good or bad, until he became a Christian. So he held off becoming baptized until, because like the idea behind that is that you can trick God. You can't trick God. If he believed that there was one God, then God knew that. And if he believed that he believed in the Trinity, then God knew that too. You can't trick God. So, Vicky, Mike, you're quiet. Where in the Bible does it say? I mean, you can use your phone. And we don't want ambiguous statements. a clear statement, because if you're, okay, the Trinity is a major part of Christianity. Okay, the Trinity is, okay, I see that for a second, but it's something that all Christians say. So it's just, before Abraham was, I am. Okay, I'm Greek. Okay, that part of the scripture was Greek. That's not what he said. You're reading it from an English translation, which, by the way, there's thousands of them. Did you know that there's like like the Catholics have 72 books in their Bible, the Greeks have 86, Protestants have 72 or 76. Like, no one has the same amount of Bibles. Okay. Jesus says, before Abraham I am, using the same divine name God used for himself in Exodus. Jesus declares, I and the Father are one, implying a unity of essence. Okay, go back to John 30. Okay, go back to John 30 and read the before and the after, where Jesus also says, me and the disciples are one, and that I hope, I'm paraphrasing, that as me and the Father are one, I hope that my disciples are all one. We're all one together. That meant one in purpose. It did not mean they were one in being. Power with God, acceptance of worship. Jesus accepts worship from his disciples. But when Jesus put his head on the floor and he prayed when he put his head in the Garden of Gethsemane and he prayed, who was he praying to? Was he praying to himself? Context, of course, matters. Keep reading. I did not leave it away. Read before and after, John. That's the mistake. I don't think so. Read the whole thing. You can't just throw little excerpts out of the whole Bible and say, let me go get my Bible. Bibles. Okay, let me get John 10:30. I don't know if I can read it. The writing is pretty small and I have glasses now. So let's see. John 30. John, what'd you say? John 10:30. I can barely see. Okay, New Testament. John 8:53. $8.53. $10.30. Okay. I'm not even sure this is the right one. It doesn't say I and the Father are one here. It says, this is he of whom I said, after me cometh a man which is preferred before me, for he was before me, and I knew him not, but that he should be made manifest to Israel, therefore, and I come baptizing with water. And John bare record, saying, I saw the Spirit descending from heaven like a dove. So that's not what you said. Let's see. Is it John or John something else? Oh, let's see. There's more John here. John 1, 2, 3, or just John? Because there's 4 different kinds of John chapters. So let's go to John 1, 987. $9.87, $10.30. It doesn't go up that far. $10.30 does not go up that far. There's 3 Johns here. There's the first epistle, which does not go up to 30 on any of the parts. You need to check and see what exactly is that part, because it's not in here. And this is which Bible? Doesn't say which Bible this is. The Bible, Authorized Version. The Bible Society's Oxford University Press. See? This is the Bible. The back is missing. Genesis. So this one doesn't have it. Let's see the other one. Okay. This is Canadian Bible Society. John 30. John 1:30, 10:30, you said, right? Okay. It could be here. You still there? And you leave it away. How did Jesus raise from the dead? From the power of God? It doesn't matter whether it was 3 days or 100 years or hundreds of years. He's coming back anyway. But how did God create this whole universe? Why would raising Jesus from the dead be harder? We call that a miracle. It is a miracle. Miracle from God. Okay, Bible, they will change. Yeah. So FYI, there are almost more than 3,000 versions of the Bible, not translations, versions of the Bible. And there are more than 40 authors, mostly anonymous, in the Bible. Each sect, each part of Christianity, Catholicism, Protestant, Orthodox, and there's different Orthodox, and there's different sects. They don't have the same Bible. Even if you were to say that about the Muslims, it doesn't matter whether you're Shia or Sunni or whatever, you still are using the same Quran, the same amount of chapters, with the same amount of, even down to the last dot, they're all exactly the same. Yeah, only God has powers, and the Father is one. You're right, the Father is one. But in those times, in the Old Testament times, everybody's called the children of God. But the Father had so many children. He has begotten sons, more than just Jesus. Jesus is not the only one who's called begotten. Okay, Jesus is not the only one who is called the Son. There's tons by the tons. I'm quoting now from the Bible. Sons by the tons in the Bible. Okay. Hi, Hanif Mia from Bangladesh. I think you've been on my live before. And you say John 10:30. Didn't find it. I'm sorry. I have 2 Bibles here. This has a spine. I have 3, but I don't know where the other one is. Abraham. Yeah, Abraham. David, Solomon, Adam. What about Adam? If you think that Jesus is the Son of God, what about Adam? He didn't have a mom or a dad, theoretically. So why isn't he considered God? Why don't Christians consider him God? Jesus never said, pray to me. Jesus never said, I'm God. Why would he come to give you this big idea that all Christianity is supposed to be about? And there's obscure passages about it. Instead of, you don't take the things that he says literally when he says, um, with of my own will I can do nothing, or when he's praying in the Garden of Gethsemane and he's asking God to please take the cup away from him because he doesn't want to be put on the cross. But Christians think that God disregarded his request and his prayer, and he was put on the cross. Which, by the way, you see all these statues and paintings of Jesus on the cross. Romans didn't put you with a loincloth. You didn't even have a loincloth. So why would he be humiliated in such a barbaric, embarrassing, disrespectful way? Why would God allow him? Why would Allah allow one of his prophets, his biggest prophet, one of his biggest prophet, one of the main prophets that he has sent? Why would he allow for him to have such a disgusting, barbaric, embarrassing death? Just putting that out there. What letter are you on? Letter? I was on John. There's 4 Johns apparently. John 1, 2, 3, and then just John. It does not say he claimed to be God, but Christians use John 8:58 as the closest claim to divinity. John 8:58. Okay, let's see. 2:36. Okay, John 10:30, he said. I think in this Bible it says, it's in John 1. Here it says, right before 10:30, it says, the next day John saw Jesus coming to him and said, there is the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world. This is the one I was talking about when I said, a man is coming after me, but he's greater than I am because he existed before I was born. I did not know who he would be, but I came baptizing with water in order to make him known to the people of Israel. Now, I want to remind people or let people know that the word Israel doesn't mean a country with certain borders like we know of today. Israel was a person. His name was Jacob, and his name was also Israel. And so when the name Israel comes up, what they mean is the tribe of Israel, the people that were from Jacob, his kids, and whoever was born after that, his descendants, those were the tribe of Israel. Okay? And also I want to emphasize that Abraham was not a Jew. Judaism didn't come until Moses. So Abraham was from Iraq, from southern Iraq. He was considered a Chaldean. Those are the people from there. And he was told by God to move to the Holy Land. And he had 2 wives, Sarah and I can't remember, was it Hafsa? Somebody remind me. And he had 2 sons that we know of, at least the 2 that we know of, Isaac and Ismail. And from Isaac came the children of Israel, or the children, from Isaac came the Jews, and from Ismail came the Arabs. So they're both Semitic peoples. Hebrew language, the Aramaic language, the Arabic language, and a bunch of other languages that are from Eastern Africa, Sudan, Somalia, or not Somalia, in those areas near the Sinai, Egypt, Sudan. They had other Semitic languages, okay? More than 3 Semitic languages and more than 3 Semitic peoples, I would assume. Anyway, so in here it doesn't say anything about what you just said. And that's very obscure and unclear. Why would Jesus not be very clear unless you are deliberately disregarding what actually Jesus said and going straight to something else? Assalamu alaikum, Mode Army. Biggie Mike, you didn't tell me still. I'm looking. You have missing parts to hide the truth, and you are not willing to admit contact. I have 3 Bibles. I just told you there's more than 3,000 versions of Bibles. They're not the same Bibles. I'm looking at them, and they're not even the same order and chapters and all that. You've seen enough. Okay, bye, Mike. May Allah guide you. You're just doing the same as all the Muslims in Surah. God bless you. I hope you will find the one true God. Your book has come 6,000 years too late as well. Okay, if you're going with that, Big Mike, then how about the Old Testament? That was like 2,000 years approximately before Jesus. Why are you considering that? That's 2/3 of your Bible. Why don't you disregard what's in the 2/3 of the Old Testament, part of your Bible, and just go with the New Testament? But the New Testament is basically a biography of Jesus and of what he said. I suggest you go and read about the scholarship that's been done on the Bibles by, let's see, by Bart Ehrman, and let's just go with Bart Ehrman. There's another one that in my head right now, but there's a teaching Bible, McClevin, something Bible, and it'll tell you in there that the John, Luke, Mark, and Matthew, those are not chapters named after the authors of the Bible, of the books. Those are anonymous authors, and they just gave them those titles of the books. They're not the actual authors. They're anonymous. They will understand the judgment day. The Quran very well says that Allah gives the Holy Land to the Jewish people as well. No, it does not. Hajar, thank you very much. Her name was Hajar. One of the wives of Prophet Abraham was Hajar, and the other one was Sarah. You said you came after Christians. Well, like I also said that in theory, Islam is the submission to one God, and Muslims, coming from the same root word as Islam, also means the submitter to one God. So in theory, all the prophets taught the belief in one God, and only Christians veered off and made their own religion and called it Christianity. Jesus didn't come to make a new religion. He clearly says, I did not come to abolish the laws. I came to fulfill them, which is to set an example and show you how to live it. And he also says that he only came for the lost sheep of Israel, the tribe of Israel. He did not come for everybody else. There's a story in there where he is completely ignoring a woman that is not Jew, and she's trying to get his attention to help heal her child, and he's ignoring her. And his disciples told him, "Please, can you just deal with this?" And he says, "I cannot." What did he say? That he told her that I came for the children of Israel, and I can't give food to the dog, something along those lines. He calls her a dog. And she said to him, even dogs eat from the crumbs on the floor. And so he gave up, and he helped her. Now, we Muslims, we don't believe that Jesus would have said those things, that he would have been rude or, racist or excluding other people. He would have helped if that was if that had actually happened. But it's in the Bible. Why are you ignoring all the stuff? You're completely ignoring the majority of what was meant. Let's see, let's give it another shot. Okay, 8:53. Let's do this again. May Allah guide you, Big Mike, because believing in more than one God is breaking one of the top 3 commandments. Okay, the top first commandment is, "Hear, O Israel, thy Lord is one." It doesn't say 1 + 1 + 1, 1. It says one. Okay, let's see, okay. Let's see from St. John 3:29, page 855. He that hath a bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom, which standeth and heareth him, rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy therefore is fulfilled. This is 30. He must increase, but I must decrease. He that cometh from above is above all. He that is of the earth is earthly, and speaketh of the earth. He that cometh from heaven is above all. And what he hath seen and heard, that he testifieth, and no man receiveth his testimony. This doesn't sound like anything you said. Now, in theory, shouldn't that be in the Old Testament? Okay, let's go to the other, John 1, 987. John 10, 1 John 10. Doesn't sound at all like what you said. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes. So that's John 10. John 30. Let's see, John 10:30. Are you sure you have the right number? Because it's not coming up. That was it. John 1, 2, and 3. So John 3 John is just like 2 paragraphs. See? And so is John 2. See? And John 1 is like 3.5 pages. So there's 3 people in here. Is Big Mike still here? I feel like this is the end probably of this video. I'm gonna have to end the live now because I have so many things to do. Whoever has not subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe. And I don't see any more answers. Everybody has left. Basically, there's 4 people. The title of the live was, what was the title of the live? I asked ChatGPT. Thank you. May Allah bless your family as well. I mean, the title of the video was, I asked ChatGPT that I would like to be happy, fulfilled, with purpose. What should I do? Should I be an atheist, an agnostic, or believe in God? And it said, you should believe in God. I said, which religion should I follow? ChatGPT said, Islam. I said, okay, can you tell me if your answer is unbiased? I had asked it to give me that answer with one answer and one sentence because I don't want to have to read a whole essay. And it said to me, thank you, Sam. And it said to me that based on your criteria, wanting to be happy, have fun, be fulfilled, and have purpose, you should follow the religion of Islam because it's one of the few religions that fulfills that criteria. So I asked it to give me one answer, the top answer, and it gave me the top answer. And that's all she wrote. So I suggest if you are curious to find out, I was curious. I saw another influencer yesterday who did that. It was Lily J. And I thought, that's interesting. Let me go take a look. I typed in those questions, and this is what came out. Thanks, Sam. Sam, did you say that you are Muslim also? I can't remember. If ChatGPT have data about Tammy? It probably does. I use it a lot. And so my husband thought it's probably biased, and it gave you that answer because you always are talking about Islam. So maybe you should ask it if it's unbiased. So I asked it, can you give me an unbiased answer? And it said, that is the answer. It's based on the criteria that you asked me. So if you want to have a happy, fulfilled, fun, and a life with purpose, then you should choose Islam. Sam is for Sammy. Is that Arab? Because I have a friend who's named her son Sammy, and they're Arab. God bless you, sister. You too, inshallah. May Allah bless everybody. May Allah guide everybody. And may Allah take away the pain and suffering from everybody. I feel like I'm going to stay another 10 minutes and then I'm going to go. There's 6 people in the chat now. And I have to do other things. So you're Arab. Which country are you from? What's your ethnic background? And you said you were Muslim. My friend who's named her son Sammy, she is Jordanian, but ethnically she's Palestinian. Arab in Europe. Cool. Are you in Greece? Because the title of my video was in Greek, so I thought maybe that's what brought you in here. Where is everybody watching from right now? You're seeing me from Egypt. That's so cool. Which part of Egypt? Alexandria, Cairo, and that's all I know. Mr. Tammy, you are doing a great work. Keep it up. Jazakallah. Jazakillah. I'm not sure if I say it. My husband always laughing because I can't remember, and I tend to say Jazakallah. But I can't remember if Jazakallah is for men or for women. Very nice, you know more. I'm not Greece. Okay. Is it a secret? Which country are you watching from? Also, 4 people in here, don't forget to go and subscribe. I don't want to forget about that. You're from Sohag. Is that a smaller city or is that a village? I don't know if you guys, whoever's Jazaki for a woman, okay, and Jazaka for men. City in Egypt. Cool. No, I knew that. You're in France. Wow. France, huh? France has a lot of laws. They want to pretend they're a democratic country and they're focused on being secular, but actually what they tend to be is racist. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi sister, how are you? Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. How is everything on your end? I hope all is well. Alhamdulillah, everything is good. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny, it's hot. It's almost 30 degrees here in Toronto, Canada. Καλύτερη θρησκεία το Ισλάμ είπες? Ναι, είπα καλύτερη θρησκεία είναι το Ισλάμ. Μη πιστεύεις σε μένα, να πας στο ChatGPT, να πεις θέλω να είμαι χαρούμενος, να διασκεδάζω, να περνάω καλά και να ξέρω την πορεία μου, πού θα πάω και η ζωή μου να έχει, να έχει πορεία, to have purpose, δεν ξέρω πώς θα λένε στα ελληνικά. Ρώτησα το ChatGPT. Θέλω η ζωή μου να τα έχει όλα αυτά και τι νομίζεις, να είμαι άγνωστη, να μην έχω καμιά θρησκεία, να είμαι άθεη ή να πιστεύω στο Θεό. Και μου είπε να πιστεύει σε ένα Θεό. Και λέω, οκ, ποια θρησκεία να είμαι. Και λέει το Ισλάμ. Και λέω, οκ, να μου πεις τώρα σε ένα sentence, πρόταση. Και μία επιλογή. Δεν θέλω τα πρώτα τρία, τις πρώτες τρεις επιλογές. Θέλω να μου πεις την πρώτη και σε μία πρόταση. Ποια θρησκεία και γιατί. Και μου είπε ότι τη θρησκεία που να επιλέξεις είναι το Ισλάμ, γιατί θα έχει όλα αυτά μέσα που μου ζήτησες. Να είσαι χαρούμενος, να διασκεδάζεις, να έχεις καλή πρόοδο, να ξέρεις που θα πας και όλα αυτά. Είναι το Ισλάμ. Αλλά μην πιστεύεις σε μένα, να πας να το κάνεις και εσύ στο ChatGPT. Okay? Δεν έχω πρόβλημα με το χριστιανισμό. Εγώ μεγάλωσα χριστιανή Ορθόδοξη. Μεγάλωσα. Μέχρι που ήμουν 21-22. Και μέχρι που ήμουν 17 χρονών είχα αντιλήψεις. Δεν πίστευα αυτά που άκουα στη θρησκεία, στην εκκλησία, στο σχολείο την Κυριακή. Δεν τα πίστευα, γιατί κανένας, ούτε ο παπάς, ούτε ο δάσκαλος, ο καθηγητής της θρησκείας στην Ελλάδα μπορούσε να απαντήσει, ούτε αυτός από τη βιολογία μπορούσαν να απαντήσουν. Από πού ήρθαμε, από τις μαϊμούδες, από τον Αδάμ και την Εύα, από πού. Το συχνότερο που έπαιρνα από αυτούς ήταν θυμό. Γιατί να μας κάνεις τέτοιες ερωτήσεις. Άρχισα να διαβάζω και να μαθαίνω από μόνη μου πού θα πάω. Έχω πρόβλημα με τον χριστιανισμό. Δεν έχω γνωρίσει κανένα μουσουλμάνο που να έχει πρόβλημα με τον χριστιανισμό. Αλλά δεν είναι προσβολή να μην το πιστεύεις. Αν πιστεύεις στη δημοκρατία και μπορείς να λες, να έχεις την ελευθερία να μιλάς, όχι να προσβέλνεις, να μιλάς και να λες τη γνώμη σου και να σκέφτεσαι αυτό που θέλεις στη δημοκρατία, τότε να αφήσεις τους άλλους που δεν είναι Έλληνο-Ορθόδοξοι χριστιανοί, δεν είναι χριστιανοί Ορθόδοξοι. Μπορείς να είσαι και Έλληνας και μουσουλμάνος. Μπορείς να είσαι και Εβραίος και Ινδουιστής και Βουδιστής και να είσαι και Έλληνας, okay? Γιατί αν λες ότι δεν μπορείς να είσαι Έλληνας αν είσαι όλα αυτά, τότε οι αρχαίοι Έλληνες τι ήταν, ο Μέγας Αλέξανδρος τι ήταν, ο Αριστοτέλης, ο Πλάτων, όλοι οι τάδε αρχαίοι Έλληνες, δεν ήταν αυτοί οι Έλληνες, ήταν παγανιστές. Αυτό δεν σε παίρνει από την ελληνικότητα. Έχω πρόβλημα με τον ελληνισμό. Allah's tests are not easy, but they come from great rewards and unexpected blessings. Be prepared for his trials and don't give up easily. Stay strong because the best is yet to come. Yes, inshallah. Do you read the Quran in Arabic? No, I do not. Unfortunately, I am trying to get back into lessons. Tell me, we have chance to learn Greek language. Yeah, inshallah. Dimitrios, όχι, αλλά δεν. Have a good life, sister. Nice to meet you. God bless you and your family and all Muslim and all people. Amen. 12η ήταν αυτή. 12η ήταν αυτή. So, τι θα πει αυτό? Παγανιστές, 12η δεν υπάρχει διαφορά. Συγγνώμη. Και δεν ήταν 12η μόνο. Πίστευα και σε άλλη θεή. Έχω πάει στο σχολείο στην Ελλάδα. Okay? The word Allah in the Quran is never in doubt. It carries a powerful and unwavering message for all of humanity, calling us to faith, righteousness, and positivity. Yes. So, τι θα πει τώρα αυτό? Επειδή ήταν 12η, θα πει ναι, είναι μέσα σε αυτό το μέρος που ακόμα μπορείς να συνεχίσεις να είσαι Έλληνας και να είσαι μονοθεϊστής και να είσαι και χριστιανός. Αυτό δεν κάνει λογικό. Οι Έλληνες μας έχουν μάθει, οι αρχαίοι Έλληνες μας έχουν μάθει για το λογικό. Το λογικό το βγάζεις από το παραθύρι ή από την πόρτα. Όταν μιλάς για το χριστιανισμό, πρέπει να έχεις και λογικό. Γι' αυτό άρχισα να φεύγω από το χριστιανισμό, γιατί δεν υπάρχει το λογικό. 1 και 1 και 1 δεν είναι 3, δεν είναι 1, είναι 3. Οι Έλληνες also οι αρχαίοι Έλληνες πάλι με τα μαθηματικά είχαν πολύ παρεδώσει. Τα μαθηματικά τα βάζεις και αυτά στην άκρη. 1 και 1 και 1 είναι 3, δεν είναι 1. Η 12η ήταν η αρχαία Έλληνες, σου λέω, το ξέρω. Το ξέρω. Εγώ έχω διαβάσει, έχω πάει στο πανεπιστήμιο για θρησκεία, πολιτικά και θρησκεία, πολιτικά και ιστορία. Okay? Και αν έχεις πάει και δει το δικό μου το κανάλι στο YouTube πριν στις αρχές, είναι στα αγγλικά και μιλάω πιο πολύ, αν δεν μιλάω μόνο για τους αρχαίους Έλληνες και τι έκαναν όλα τα καλά, που μπορούμε να είμαστε περήφανοι για αυτά που έκαναν οι αρχαίοι Έλληνες, αλλά, συγγνώμη, τα ελληνικά δεν τα μιλάω κάθε μέρα, όσο δεν βγαίνουν και τόσο εύκολα, αλλά δεν μπορείς να λες ναι, πιστεύω στους αρχαίους Έλληνες και όλα αυτά τα καλά που είχαν τις σκέψεις, αλλά εγώ τώρα θέλω να είμαι κλειστόμυαλος και να σκέφτομαι ότι για να είσαι Έλληνας πρέπει να είσαι και χριστιανός ορθόδοξος. So αν είσαι χριστιανός ορθόδοξος, τι θα πει για σένα αυτό? Ακολουθάς αυτά που δίδασκε ο Χριστός? Γιατί εγώ σου λέω τώρα, δεν έχω γνωρίσει, και of course δεν έχω γνωρίσει όλους τους Έλληνες στον κόσμο, αλλά δεν έχω γνωρίσει ποτέ κάποιον Έλληνα που να ακολουθάει αυτά που δίδασκε ο Χριστός. Ακολουθάνε αυτά που διδάσκει η Εκκλησία και ο Παύλος. Ο Παύλος που δεν γνώρισε ποτέ στον Χριστό. So, τι έχεις να πεις γι' αυτό? Έχεις να κάνεις συζήτηση χωρίς προσβολές, λογική συζήτηση για το χριστιανισμό? Γιατί ο χριστιανισμός είναι πιο καλύτερος από το Ισλάμ? Για πες μας, γιατί ο Χριστός δεν ήρθε να μας πει για καινούργια θρησκεία. Ο Χριστός είπε, δεν ήρθα να αλλάξω ο Χριστός είπε, δεν ήρθα να αλλάξω τους μοσαϊκούς νόμους. Ήρθα να τους ζήσω, να μας δώσει με παράδειγμα πώς να ζήσουμε κι εμείς. Τώρα οι μουσουλμάνοι πιστεύουν στο Χριστό. Αν δεν πιστεύεις στο Χριστό σαν μουσουλμάνος, δεν είσαι μουσουλμάνος. Πιστεύουμε ότι θα ξαναγυρίσει. Πιστεύουμε έτσι τη γη που γεννήθηκε από τη μητέρα του. Okay? Εγώ φοράω μαντίλι σαν τη μητέρα του. Okay? Έχεις δει στην εκκλησία ότι η μητέρα του φοράει μαντίλι? Βλέπεις τα μαλλιά της? No. Στις εικόνες? No. Τότε δεν ήταν η μόδα, απλώς εκτελούσαν τις εντολές από το Θεό. Και ναι, μέσα στη βίβλο το λέει ότι οι γυναίκες πρέπει να καλύπτουν τα μαλλιά τους, ότι αυτός είναι ο σεβασμός τους. Και αν δεν φοράνε σκεπάζουν τα μαλλιά τους, δεν έχουν σεβασμό ούτε για τον εαυτό τους, ούτε για άλλους. Και αν το κάνει αυτό, τότε τα μαλλιά της πρέπει να ξυριστούν όλα. Εμένα με ενοχλεί όταν λες ότι το Ισλάμ είναι το καλύτερο, ο καθένας πιστεύει ότι δεν είναι φυσικά. Αυτά δεν τα λέω για προσβολή. Αν δεν έχεις διαβάσει το τίτλο για το live, λέει ότι κάτσε να το ξαναπώ γιατί δεν το λέει όλα αυτά στο τίτλο, αλλά έκανα ερώτηση στο ChatGPT σήμερα, εχθές το βράδυ, και ρώτησα, θέλω να ζήσω την καλύτερη χαρούμενη διασκεδαστική ζωή και να ξέρω πού θα πάω, να έχει purpose η ζωή μου. Μπορείς να μου πεις τι να είμαι άθεη, να είμαι αγνωστικίστρια, να πιστεύω στο Θεό? Τι λες? Φυσικά σου λέω τη γνώμη μου. Τι θα σου πω, τη δικιά σου τη γνώμη? Εγώ λέω τη δικιά μου τη γνώμη και εσύ λες τη δικιά σου τη γνώμη. Και αυτό λέγεται δημοκρατία. Αυτό δεν πιστεύουμε, ότι μπορούμε να λέμε χωρίς προσβολές τη γνώμη μας? Τώρα αν εσύ το παίρνεις σαν προσβολή επειδή εγώ λέω ότι η δικιά μου θρησκεία είναι καλύτερη, εσύ δεν το λες αυτό? Εσύ δεν λες ο χριστιανισμός είναι καλύτερος? Εγώ πρέπει να προσβαλθώ επειδή εσύ το λες αυτό? No, αυτή είναι η γνώμη σου. Το chat ζητάει το chat που ρωτάς τι είναι ο Θεός, δεν σε καταλαβαίνω. Και στο ChatGPT ρώτησα, είπα θέλω να είμαι χαρούμενη, θέλω να έχω διασκεδαστική ζωή, θέλω να έχω πρόοδο και να έχω purpose στη ζωή μου, δεν ξέρω πώς τη λένε αυτή τη λέξη στα ελληνικά. Τι λες, να μην πιστεύω σε Θεό, να έχω θρησκεία, να είμαι αγνωστική θρηά, νομίζω είναι η λέξη, ή να πιστεύω σε Θεό. Και μου είπε να πιστεύει σε ένα Θεό, based σε αυτά που μου είπες, αυτό είναι καλύτερο να πιστεύεις σε ένα Θεό. Λέω, ok, σε ποια θρησκεία όμως, και θέλω να μου δώσεις μία απάντηση σε μία πρόταση, δεν θέλω ολόκληρο βιβλίο να διαβάσω, και μου λέει το Ισλάμ. Και λέω, ok, μία ακόμα ερώτηση, γιατί ξέρω το χρησιμοποιώ το ChatGPT πολύ και φυσικά ρωτάω πάρα πολλές Ισλαμικές ερωτήσεις για το Ισλάμ και όλα αυτά, και το ρώτησα, αυτή την απάντηση που μου έδωσες είναι unbiased, δεν ξέρω πώς τη λένε αυτή τη λέξη στα ελληνικά, την έγραψα κάτω, ότι δεν είναι επηρεασμένη από τις ερωτήσεις που σου έχω κάνει πριν. Και λέει όχι, είναι επηρεασμένη από αυτά που μου ζήτησες. Να είσαι χαρούμενη, να διασκεδάζεις τη ζωή σου, να έχεις πρόοδο και να ξέρεις γιατί είσαι εδώ και όλα αυτά και πού πηγαίνεις. Και μου είπες να τα πω σε μία πρόταση και μόνο μία, όχι τα top 3, μία, η πρώτη θρησκεία, ποια είναι, και μου είπε το Ισλάμ. Το ChatGPT φυσικά δεν τα παίρνω όλα αυτά που λέει αλήθεια, πρέπει να το κάνεις έρευνα. Αλλά έδωσα αυτές τις ερωτήσεις, έκανα αυτές τις ερωτήσεις και αυτά μου είπε ότι το Ισλάμ είναι το καλύτερο. Τώρα, αν εσύ λες ότι η δικιά σου η θρησκεία, ο χριστιανισμός, είναι καλύτερος από το Ισλάμ ή άλλες θρησκείες, είναι η γνώμη σου, αλλά και η ερώτηση από μένα θα είναι, έχεις διαβάσει τη βίβλο από μπροστά μέχρι το τέλος, την αρχή μέχρι το τέλος? Έχεις διαβάσει άλλα βιβλία, άλλες θρησκείες, να κάνεις συμπέρασμα, να κάνεις κριτική σκέψη? Ή απλώς επειδή έχεις πάει και εσύ στο σχολείο στην Ελλάδα ή πήγαινες στο σχολείο την Κυριακή, στην εκκλησία κλπ. Αυτό είναι που σε επηρεάζει, αλλά δεν ξέρεις ακριβώς γιατί. Είσαι δηλαδή της κουλτούρας χριστιανός ορθόδοξος ή είσαι καθεαυτού χριστιανός ορθόδοξος? Και αν είσαι καθεαυτού χριστιανός ορθόδοξος, τι είναι που εσύ νομίζεις σε κάνει αυτό? Πώς ακολουθάς τον Χριστό? Γιατί χριστιανισμός εννοείται ότι ακολουθάς τον Χριστό. Σε τι ακολουθάς τον Χριστό? Δεν μπορείς μόνο να λες είμαι χριστιανός. Με τι? Πώς δείχνεις ότι ακολουθάς τον Χριστό? Εδώ είμαι, ακούω. Yeah, but Allah gives us the opportunity to help one another so that through our kindness we may earn a place in paradise, inshallah. Yeah, αυτό θέλω κι εγώ, να έχω κι εγώ καλό τέλος, να έχουμε όλοι καλό τέλος, να μας ανοίξει ο Θεός το μυαλό, την καρδιά, τα μάτια, τα αυτιά, για να βρούμε το σωστό το δρόμο προτού λήξουμε εδώ πέρα. Γιατί δεν μας έχει υποσχεθεί κανένας πόσο καιρό θα είμαστε εδώ. Τώρα εγώ μπορώ εδώ στα καλά καθούμενα να πεθάνω. Ελπίζω να έχω, όχι ελπίζω, το ξέρω ότι έχω διαλέξει το σωστό δρόμο, να πιστεύω σε ένα Θεό. Οι μουσουλμάνοι πιστεύουν σε ένα Θεό. Δεν έχουν αγάλματα, δεν έχουν εικόνες, δεν έχουν αυτές τις λειτουργίες που έχουν στη εκκλησία που είναι, αυτά δεν τα έκανε ο Χριστός. Το μόνο που σκέφτομαι τώρα, first of all, είναι ότι ο Χριστός βάφτιζε, έλεγε πώς να βαφτίσουμε. Αλλά αν ξέρεις την προσευχή που μας είπε ο Χριστός να κάνουμε. Αυτή η προσευχή είναι σαν το πρώτο book, το πρώτο βιβλίο στο Κοράν, στο Φάτιχα. Είναι σχεδόν ίδια. Και μέσα εκεί λέει ότι πρέπει να την προσευχή σου την κάνεις στον ένα Θεό, Πάτερ ημών. Δεν το θυμάμαι όλο. Ευλογημένο το όνομά σου. Δεν το θυμάμαι. Αλλά αν εσύ θεωρείς τον εαυτό σου χριστιανό, Έλληνα, Ορθόδοξο, είμαι σίγουρη ότι θα το ξέρεις. Sister, your excellence inspires me, and your presence reminds me to stay on the right path. May Allah protect you from all the evil ways. I mean, for all of us. I mean, infinity for all of us to be on the right path, inshallah. Thank you so much for saying that. And may Allah take away the pain and suffering from all the people. Dimitri, yes, there's the 8 people. Dimitri, δεν μιλάς. Το chat ζητάει που ρωτάς τι είναι ο Θεός, δεν σε καταλαβαίνω. Ελπίζω να κατάλαβες αυτό που είπα. Τα ελληνικά μου δεν είναι και τόσο καλά, αλλά δεν είναι και τόσο άσχημα. Εγώ που μιλάω καταλαβαίνω τον εαυτό μου. Greek coffee, anyone? Στην υγειά σας. XP is a crypto money. I don't have any clue, Sam, to be honest with you. That is not under my purview. That is not one of the things that I keep busy with. Τι ώρα είναι? Sophia? Never mind, it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna have to go soon. I was only gonna do the chat for 1 hour, and now it's like an hour and 40 minutes. So I should say I'm gonna go soon. Τώρα που πήγες, Δημήτρη, έφυγες? Τώρα, 2 days before, I posted a video in Greek. If you want, you can go watch it. I'm sure you can watch it with closed captioning or transcription or something. One of the videos was, show me where in the Bible it shows that women are not considered at the same level as men. It's 150 XP now in the chat. I don't know what that means. Sam, can you explain it to me? I'm just trying to get more subscribers because I want to make this a side gig that pays money, and I'm getting good deeds out of it. I forgot what I was saying. So what is, Sophia? It says that my YouTube channel is 150 XP. Do you know what that means? Okay. I'm asking the 13-year-old. She doesn't know either. Anyway, 10 people in here. You guys, go and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, so you don't forget. Go and subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to get the algorithm to push it out there. I am trying to find more Greek people that are trying to find their path, that are trying to find out more about Islam. They have found Islam, they're new Muslims. It's really hard to find somebody who's ethnically Greek and Muslim at the same time, new Muslim, old Muslim like me. Whatever that is, there's very few of us. I have a small WhatsApp group for sisters, and there's about 16 of us now that are ethnically Greek and Muslim at the same time. And it's great to be able to ask questions and talk about things that we went through that are very common in the Greek community. It's crypto money. I wouldn't know how to access that. Is that actual money? And what does it mean when it's top fans? Yeah, ChatGPT could help. How to promote your channel. That is true. And actually, I often ask my ChatGPT to help me with new, because now it's learn about me more. So it and my channel, and so it helps me uh, come up with ideas for videos. I'm watching Dawa Wise channel now. It's really nice. Yeah, I watch a lot of these YouTube channels that some of them are based at Speaker's Corner in London. And funny story, you guys. I was in England last month. Yeah, it was last month, end of May and mid up to mid June. And I wanted to go to the Speaker's Corner in London. What I didn't know, even though I've been watching it for years, nobody ever said it's only on Sundays. So, FYI, Speaker's Corner in London, England is only on Sundays. I went there on Tuesday with my daughter, so excited to be there. It was empty. There was nobody there. It was a beautiful park, a lot of big, huge 100-year-old trees. It was a great walk. It was tiring. It was a really big park. We only walked one length of it. And when we got to the other end, I found this booth where they give information, and they said it was the Speaker's Corner was right at the beginning where we entered it from which station? I can't remember the station we entered it from. But Sophie, do you remember which station we got out to go to Hyde Park? Anyway, so, and it's not just my memory that's failing, it's the 13-year-old's memory. So we went there, and the reason we missed the part where Speaker's Corners is because nobody was there. So we walked back and we found the corner, and actually have a couple of videos about it in my channel further down. You've been an inspiration with your kindness and positivity, and I will always enjoy your chat. I always enjoy your chat. Jazakallah. Thank you so much. It's so nice of you to say. And if you didn't subscribe, go subscribe now. Your channel is great. Deserve 100%. 100K followers, inshallah. How about 1,000,000 followers? I think that would be a great side. What is it? A side gig? Side gig. I mixed it up with sidekick. That would be a great side gig to have, and I could be full time, a remote person, and I could work from anywhere. Inshallah, that's my plan, because my daughter's still young, and I want to be able to be around for her, inshallah. Δημήτρη, χάθηκες, πού πήγες? I'm watching the Wise channels. There's the Muslim Lantern is my most favorite channel on YouTube, because he's very well versed. He's memorized the Bible. He's memorized the Quran. He has a science brain. He's very calm. He's very polite. He's never rude. He's never he never loses patience with anybody. He's a young man too, so that's all he's got. He's like the what do they call that? He's just got all the qualities of a good person to give dawah, because he's a very logical, practical, and polite person. And he brings it from a science perspective. He brings it from a Bible, Quran perspective. Excuse me, all of those. Mashallah. May Allah help him to do this for a long time, inshallah. Would be a great achievement for Greece. Yes, although the thing is, though, even if this became a good channel for Greek converts or reverts, I don't know if I would feel comfortable traveling in Greece by myself, because I see how vicious and angry Greeks can get. Just even at the idea of suggesting that is wearing more clothes oppression and wearing less clothes freedom, just that set them off for 2 days. Like one of the episodes that I posted, it was like less than a minute long. It was a short on YouTube. It got like 24,000 views and hundreds of comments, and a lot of them were like, "Go back to your country. How dare you come and proselytize to us and try to show us a different way. We like the way we are." get lost. There was things that I won't repeat that I just deleted and blocked. Yeah, it was like really intense. The name of the channel for this brother is called The Muslim Lantern. It's really good. How old are you, Sam? You said you live in France. I feel bad for the Muslim women who live in France. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you're married and your wife has had to deal with it, or if you have Muslim family members that are females, or if you have girls that are your daughters that are dealing with this. But in France, I don't know if it's all of France, if this is a federal law, but they do have laws in some places, if not all of France, where at the gate of your school, if you're going to France, school in France, uh, they get stopped. The girls get stopped. If you're wearing long dress, like an abaya type of dress with long sleeves, they tell you you have to take it off. You can't go in and get an education into school if you have your hair covered and if you're wearing a long sleeve, long dress. It doesn't have to be even an abaya. It doesn't have to be even a dress that you bought from an abaya store that's classified as an abaya or galabia. It could just be a long dress with long sleeves. It's not allowed. So in France, and you can't work in a public sector job in France if you have these things on. Of course, it covers other religious symbols, but which other symbol would stick out? Apart from the kippah the Jews wear, and the women who wear hijab, men who are Muslim, unless every man who has a beard you think is a Muslim, they could pass. Unless you see a lot of Jewish women who are covering their hair, wear wigs, so they could pass. But what about Muslim women who are visibly wearing a hijab? They're not allowed to go and get an education, right? And they do this all in the name of secularism. Muslim lantern without an E at the end. Thank you, and I will try to discover it. There's no E at the end of the lantern. You added an E, I guess, because it's like a French thing. Where did you say you're from? Because if you live in France and you're Arab, are you North African, like Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia? Are you from there? Welcome to Greek Muslims member. Oh, I don't know what that means. Inshallah says Salam will be the majority. Islam will be the majority religion in the country. Boy, even saying something like that could get you in trouble. I mean, on one hand, they say they're secularists, right? But what about the French motto? Fraternity, liberty, and what's the third one? Fraternité. What is it? Fraternité. I can't remember. It's 3. It's a motto for the French. It clearly does not apply to Muslims or visible people who are visible. Oh, égalité, fraternité, and égalité, right? Égalité, fraternité, and I lost it. Just be smart. Life isn't as easy as it looks. Online chats can troll and trap you. I'm just a stranger, but as a human, stay sharp, stay safe. Jazakallah. Thank you. I will try. Exact. Inanda simply. The 4th one is hypocrisy. It's true. It is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy for all things, right? Because all these major countries in the world who are the ones who actually came up with international human rights, they clearly don't apply to people of color. Or people who are not Christian. They only apply to certain people. I don't know if you know this or heard about this, but the what is his name? The guy who is the head the prosecutor at the ICJ, I think. He was contacted by a politician in the U.S. and was specifically told that these laws and these rules were not made for non They were not made for European or Western countries' leaders. They were made for non-white countries, like people we don't like. Yes, me too. I don't have a political party. I don't choose a political party. I think choosing a political party is a mistake because they're all liars. You guys, by the way, I'm going to leave in 9 minutes. I'm going to end the live in 9 minutes. By the way, the AC is on, so it's almost 30 degrees today. I think it's 30 degrees still. Right. Fraternité, liberté, égalité. But they don't apply that to everybody. That's not for everybody. Still enjoying my Greek coffee. It's cold now, but 8 more minutes, you guys, then I have to go. F.A. Ahmed, it says here, there's a big green banner here. It says, welcome to Greek Muslims. I don't know what that means. Did you make that? It's like a banner. And your name is in green now. I don't know what that means. Everybody else's name is in white. And it says you're a member. A member of what? Please take your time. And what, Sam? Are you married with kids? Have you had to deal with this in France, or you're in Bangladesh? Assalamu alaikum, Hanif, Mia. Seven minutes, you guys. I'm gonna go. Is there any more left to this chat? I'm actually starting to get the hang of it. There isn't a lot of people in the chat at any one time, but I enjoyed it today. It went pretty fast. Usually I turn it on and then I'm holding on until the time is done because I didn't really have a good discussion. But today, maybe it's the time of day that I picked today to do a live. But if you have not subscribed, there's 8 people in here now. Please go and subscribe to my channel and share, like, follow, comment. Only nice things. If you don't have nice things to say, just don't bother at all. Don't put negativity out there. This was an interesting. That was an interesting chat. It was an interesting chat. I agree. I think it's the only interesting chat I've only had, because usually it's quiet. It says I've just purchased a membership to your channel. Oh, that's cool. Thank you. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but thank you. That I think that means that you're the first one. You're the first member on my channel. So Jazakallah, Jazaki Allah. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but thank you so much. Sam, you didn't say which part of the Arab world you're from. And you, Brother Ahmed, didn't say, I think. Or did you say you're from Egypt? You're in Egypt. Sophia, I think I have my first member to my channel. Somebody just subscribed as an official member, not just a subscriber, something else altogether. I'm not 100% sure.
Where does it say that?
This, look. Greek Muslims. I didn't even know about all that.
I think they added you to a
Jazakallah.
channel.
Jazakallah. Thank you, Sam. Maghreb country regions. Cool. My best friend is from Morocco. She's... You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Who? Hmm? Yeah, Auntie Amina. And my other bestie, she is American and Canadian, and she's convert to Islam. She's been a convert to Islam for probably as long as I have. That means a really long time. Indian Muslim, mashallah. Thank you for becoming my first member. And so, yeah, my other bestie, who also her name is Tammy, her background is completely American Canadian, white, and a little bit of Italian. She lives in the States right now. Her name is Tammy. So my Canadian name is Tammy, and her name is Tammy. But she's just white, so she only has one name. Whereas I don't consider myself white because I don't think Greeks are classified as white. Anyway, you guys, I'm gonna have to go now. I know I'm signing off a little bit earlier, but my son is calling me, and he's there's an 8-hour time difference, and I would like to go and talk to him. So, Jazakallah khairan, Jazakallah for all this interesting chat, and Jazakallah for becoming a member, and Jazakallah for subscribing to my channel and doing that purple thing, number 1 thing. I don't know what that means. But I'll eventually figure it out.
Open the
Okay.
door.
Yeah, he always does that. Our cat knows how to open the screen door to get in from the balcony. Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I meant the name of Moroccan friend. Oh, the name of my Moroccan friend is Amina. Okay, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Nice seeing you guys. Nice talking to you. Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Wow.